feel so alive, alive, inside. I'm breaking through the haze to a brand new day, 'cause my heart has been refined. I feel so alive, alive, inside. I'm breaking through the haze to a brand new day, 'cause my heart has been refined. I feel so.
Hello and welcome to Fit, Ready, Go, Weight Loss and Healthy Living. I am your host, Steve Megatron Phillips, and joining me, as usual, is my wife, Mary. Hello.
Hello.
So, yes, this is our first update since the last episode, which, we're changing plans, as it were. Because somebody here that's speaking that had to have certain foods that included sugar in the nutrition label.
He was whining because even bread, like I had told him before the challenge started, has sugar in it. I mean, everything has sugar in it. So he kept wanting to eat these things, and I'm kind of tired of hearing him cry and whine. So, actually, we are switching it. And what we're going to do is for Lent, it's going to be during the time of Lent anyways.
Because we canceled the original deal, and we're doing this during Lent instead. So.
Yes. And it's going to be 40 days. So it's
So
not going to be quite as hard, but it's going to be a longer time period. And we are going to actually count up our grams of sugar. Steve is more apt for this. Even myself, I'm not going to lie, the no sugar was very, very difficult. We did have withdrawals. The first couple days, we both were sick to our stomach, and our heads were throbbing. And but after the first 4 days, I started feeling better. I don't know, it was out of my system. But anyways, so I'm going to do 20 grams of sugar, and Steve's going to do 25.
Saturday.
We can do 25. Anyways, but we're going to say that, but that's going to be our max, which means we're going to try to stick under those grams of sugar a day. So that way, he can still have cereal sometimes. I mean, because even Rice Krispies have, for 1 1/4 cups, which the normal person has at least 1.5 to 2 servings of that for breakfast, just a normal size cereal bowl. And that right there is, if you have 2 servings of that, that's 8 grams right there. The average American, it says, has 76 grams of sugar a day. So if you're saying, wow, well, 20 grams, that's not a big deal. A piece of bread, even my homemade bread, I make homemade whole wheat bread, but it does need the honey in it because that's actually what the yeast holds on to. Even though honey is a natural sugar, we are using that as our grams of sugar. We're not going to use fruit, but because the honey, I don't know, is just a little iffy. So each piece of our bread is 5 grams of sugar. So if I decide I'm going to have a sandwich, well, there's 10 grams of sugar right there out of my 20. So it's still going to be a good challenge. It just won't be as difficult as the other. But it's going to be the 40 days. And my goal with this is to make this the new habit for our life.
So we would still get to eat what we like, but there'd be a happy balance between the two, which is actually, it sounds more doable than no sugar at all, because I can't part with what I like to eat, but having it limited by the amount and having to compensate for the extra I would normally eat with something else, is more of the compromise I'm willing to make rather than
Because
giving
he
it
was
up.
whining because every morning he was eating eggs. And
I
he
don't
wants cereal.
like-
Well, there is sugar in cereal. Even Cheerios has sugar.
Yeah,
Everything has sugar. Start reading your labels because everything has sugar.
And I looked at the labels of, because we have like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, Lucky Charms, Frosted Mini Wheats.
Which, of course, those are bad. Everybody knows
Frosted
that.
Flakes, Cheerios, and Rice Krispies. Rice Krispies allows you to get 1 1/4 cup for a serving. Cheerios is 1 cup. Everything else is about 3/4 of a cup. And Mini Wheats is 9 Mini Wheats. So, but yeah, that just means I'll have to couple it with like a fruit or something, or like eggs or something with breakfast, so that I can fill myself up with the rest of it, but still get the taste of what I want throughout the day. So
Yeah, so, yeah, like I said, with the fruit, we won't add that as our grams. I'm going to contemplate about milk, because milk, a half a cup of milk, we buy skim milk, and even that, a half a cup of milk has 12 grams of sugar. I don't believe it's an added sugar, but we're going to have to do something with that, because I don't think I want.
Well, what I was thinking is either we get it for breakfast or we get it for dinner. Like in our, like get the, like small, however size cup that is. Like, I don't know what size cup the white ones are that we have, but I think they're like, 8 ounce or something like that. Maybe 6, I don't know. But, so like if I have cereal that morning, I'd have to have I wouldn't be able to have any more milk because that would be my cereal. But if I didn't have cereal, then I could have it with my dinner or something along those lines.
But yeah, so that's our challenge. Sorry if this sounds like we're
Backpedaling on the original.
But at the same time, I do this podcast and this website to try to help people. And to tell you the truth, I'm not saying there aren't some of you out there that are listening that could do a sugar detox, but if the sugar detox was as difficult for us as that, most of my listeners are not going to be able to do a sugar detox. So maybe doing this could get some of you to try something, whereas you're actually paying attention to your grams of sugar. That means if you have spaghetti sauce, if you have mayonnaise, if you have anything, it all has sugar in it. So all of those grams are going to be added to it. I would like to make some type of spreadsheet where we're counting everything. We haven't figured that out yet. But
who am I kidding? I'll probably come up with it because I'll be bored and I like to play around with like grids.
yeah.
I'm a grid OCD person. I like everything organized. So, but yeah, I mean that's more of the deal that we're going along now because it makes more sense. So that you're not like totally cutting it out and feeling like you're gypping yourself on what you like to eat, but you're also not eating the quantity that you normally would because you're eating what the label actually says.
And
even though the label is misleading.
Which I've tried telling Steve for years.
She kind of broke it down for me and was telling me that the whole label thing is rigged from the get-go, like to try and
they all are.
Every one of them is rigged because that's how they sell boxes and say, look, it's healthy, and it's not.
And I've tried telling Steve this in the past.
Yeah,
but
it's
he's
just
never listened because he's never actually done any of this with me.
That's because Steve doesn't normally care. Steve likes to eat. The only difference is now that it's affecting me and I have to eat according to your lifestyle change guidelines, it kind of dawns on me more because I'm like, can I actually eat this and get away with it? Can I eat this and get away with it? No, I can't. And
we've already decided that our grams of sugar are not allowed to come from like candy, ice cream, cookies, pastries, that type of thing. We can't say, well, I'm going to go ahead and have a cookie and that's just going to be all of my 20 grams or Steve's 30 grams. We can't do that. It has to come from normal sources or normal food sources, whether it be
bread,
cereal or bread, that type of thing.
Pancakes, stuff like that.
I'm going to try to keep Ian, or Steve, sorry, my son's name's Ian. I'm going to try to keep Steve away from the sugary cereals.
I think for the duration of it, because the fact that I'm not going to be able to eat more than
40
3/4.
days.
Well, it's 3/4 of a cup. That's not enough of food. Like, it's not. I would
Because
rather.
we had an argument over the weekend because I was making whole wheat pancakes and waffles.
And I don't like them.
And he wants these buttermilk pancakes. Well, I'm sorry, but I haven't been eating the buttermilk. I might sneak a bite of one of theirs, when they're made. But I have been making whole wheat pancakes. Of course, they're not as good. I mean, they don't have as much flavor. But I will break down strawberries or put applesauce on them. Maybe a little bit of peanut butter. Have to watch the peanut butter, too, because it has plenty of sugar in it. But Steve wanted the buttermilk pancakes. Well, that's 8 grams of sugar for a half a cup. I mean, it's going to make him 1 pancake, and usually he eats 3 or 4 pancakes.
No, I eat.
3 or 4 pancakes because he eats 2 on his plate and 1 or 2 while he's cooking them. So
That's true. I do usually eat one while I'm cooking.
So you're talking right there. I mean, that would be his 30 grams. And that's with nothing on him. No syrup. No, I mean, he doesn't do peanut butter or jellies. But
Most
if he
the
does
time-
put syrup, he cakes with syrup.
Well, the only time I use syrup is normally when it's a waffle. Because, like, pancakes, especially when they're fresh, I don't want anything on them because they're so crisp and delicious.
But, yep, so that's our next goal. Well, this is the same guy part of what made me larger when I did get large is because he showed me, let's pour, which I never really got into it. I was always a syrup type of girl or peanut butter type of girl.
I put sugar all over my
He
stuff.
would pour sugar.
Pure
on
sugar.
Top, like just pure sugar. I mean, a cup of sugar on top of his pancakes.
It wasn't a cup, it's like a half cup, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot.
I used to eat sugar out of a
This
Dixie
is the
cup.
same man that always would dip his strawberries in sugar. And I don't mean just kind of lightly. No, like, had to have a big thing of sugar and
quadruple dip
then,
it.
like,
I'd have a cup of
dip
sugar
and
and I'd
dip and dip, not just sprinkle it over. Although me, I mean, strawberries are fine just the way they are.
I mean, they are, but I like to sweeten them up, so, like, that's...
Yeah. My only problem area when it comes to sweets is the chocolate. So I just have to get myself off of the chocolate. Which I do believe this can really help me because it's going to still let me... I'll be able to have, like, I'm honestly missing my Avocare meal replacements. And they have a little bit of sugar in them, just enough for taste, nothing tremendous. But any of them do. Slim Fast is going to have it. Any of your meal replacements are going to. Just like a normal meal is going to have sugar in it. So now I'll be able to have my meal replacement, especially during my lunches or something when it's difficult. And tomorrow I'm getting my peanut butter chocolate in. So I'm pretty excited because that is the best meal replacement ever. But anyways,
I
think this challenge will be better. And like I said, it's going to be 40 days. And my goal is to have it be a permanent lifestyle for us from now on.
Which seems more doable than the other one. The other one, there was no way I was going to stick to that.
I knew sugar detox. I wasn't going into it as we're never going to have sugar again because it's, like I said, it's pretty much impossible. I was more so doing it to try getting us off the sugar, and then we would lower. So I was kind of going like a smoker cold turkey, going just straight off. Whereas this will just limit it instead of fully 100% being off. And with me, we're really growing in God. We're trying to really get closer to God and our family, and even though this is kind of our own challenge because I'm doing something completely separate for Lent, it's still, I think it'll be a reminder to me to not screw up because I am kind of doing it during his time, and that will even make it a little bit more important to me, even though it's not exactly along the lines, like I don't know. So yeah, so that's what we're starting on Wednesday.
Yeah, so being that we already did the detox and got the headaches and the mood swings and all that, that's kind of out of the way anyway. So it won't be that hard to just eat a little bit of sugar throughout the day that normally we would have had anyway. So, but yeah, overall, I think that the modification of the challenge is going to suit us better than the original deal. So.
Yep.
Anything you want to bring up before we close it out? Any events or any recipes or?
I mean, if you're interested in the bread recipe, I'll get that on there soon. I could probably put I'll put the pumpkin protein bar recipe on there. Those you do use the Avocare pumpkin meal replacement. Those are limited during the holiday season, but
isn't that season over?
Yeah.
The one that had it Halloween or something?
yeah, maybe I'll try to find a recipe for the peanut butter chocolate, because those actually, they just brought those back last week, and I ordered myself a couple boxes because they are so good. They're just like a Reese's cup. But maybe I can find some like energy balls or something like that recipe.
And if you want to purchase any of the Advocare products, you can click on the link on the upper side of the fitreadygo.com website, where it links to Mary's Advocare page, and you can purchase directly from there. And if you want more information on the product, you can feel free to reach out to her, and she'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, if you have any questions about anything, I mean, if you are somebody that craves all the time, or somebody that's just looking to lose a little bit of weight, or maybe you're not looking to lose weight, maybe you need more energy, or you're trying to body build, you're trying to tone up, whatever the case may be, even if you have, arthritis in your hands, just let me know. Send me a question or an email or something, and we could get you something that will help you out.
I will say the energy drinks that are provided are they keep her awake later. They don't do nothing for me as far as that, but I'm used to caffeine. She's not. But they give me clarity of mind.
Because they actually have vitamins in them
that wake you up. They
make your mind more alert. They actually open up your mind, and there's a whole lot of doctors and scientists behind this, and they don't, you don't get that sugar and caffeine boost and then die down. That's not how it works. It's more so a mental clarity and energy drink, and there's nothing in it that's going to harm you, or
I don't crash after I drink it,
no.
Whereas like normal energy drinks you do. I enjoy them in the morning because I am dead to the world in the morning, and I'm not a nice person. So like when I do drink them, and I'm not just saying it as an advertisement, when I do drink them, it does clear up my mind, and I wake up. But it would normally take me like, I don't know, a couple 20 ounces to get through to that point, and it would usually take me half the day to get there, whereas that it takes me about an hour and I'm awake. So
that's about it.
So until next time, we've been
Mary
and Steve.
Good night.
You've got to shake, 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 like you shake, shake, shake. You are shake, look so good on you, so shake like you've been shake. Come on, shake, 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 like you shake, shake, shake. Brand new look so good on you, so shake like you've been shake. Come on, shake, shake, shake like you shake, 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 shake like you shake. Great God Almighty done change me. Great God Almighty, He done change me.